My full name is Malika Amélie Sonia Taoufik. I am French and Moroccan. I was born in France, but I lived a little bit everywhere, including Chile, the UK, and ended up in Geneva this time 5 years ago. I'm working as a legal officer for the United Nations, and more particularly for the United Nations Environment Programme, specifically for the Chemicals and Waste International Convention. I am an attorney, which means that I have a bar qualification, and I am specialized in international law as well as new technologies. So within the UN, I work for the United Nations Environment Programme, and more particularly for 3 international treaties aiming at protecting human health and the environment against dangerous chemicals and waste. And as a legal officer, I have mainly an advisory role on legal and policy aspects in this field. So, for example, we advise the parties to these conventions on how they can implement these conventions under their national legal frameworks, mainly, and also assist meetings, intergovernmental meetings, in terms of application of rules and procedures regarding these meetings. To summarize my job, working as a lawyer for an organization like the United Nations, well, it covers different aspects. First, I see the corporate aspects of the organization, which means contracts, intellectual property, dispute prevention and settlement, as well as more particularly intergovernmental meetings, so the rules and procedures of this meeting, an advisory role in that respect. I'm also looking at the legal and policy aspects of international cooperation of the UN with other organizations and other entities. And a lot of my work is about trying to assist legally and technically the different member states and parties to the conventions we're dealing with within the Secretariat of these conventions. Well, for my job, legal officer at the UN, first you have to have a legal background, preferably in international law. Also diplomatic skills, as well as tact and an awareness of cultural and political sensitiveness, meaning that you have to understand different cultures and different political interests. Also, languages are essential, because we work mainly in English at the UN and in French, and there are 4 other United Nations official languages. And mostly, I would say, like in every workplace, flexibility and adaptability are the skills that would be required in the international cooperation field. Both can be positive and negative, and mostly, well, looking at the nature of the organization, it's an intergovernmental organization, meaning that we work for, and it's driven by governments. And this is a positive aspect, because if you're motivated by a cause like working for peace, this is the place where you can be very helpful, because our role is to bring states together around the table, to establish a constructive dialogue and discuss and decide on things peacefully. So this is the positive aspect. The drawback of the nature of the organization is that in the decision-making process, in most cases, you cannot have a decision taken if not everyone agrees. So it can make things slow and sometimes block things. So as a lawyer, I feel it can be a bit frustrating. This is the only, well, as you see, it's both a positive and negative aspect, the same feature. Mainly two kinds. One was, well, to go within a team of people, colleagues and other experts, to go in the field and see what happens concretely in countries and help them. In my case, it was a mission of legal technical assistance, and it was further to a case, the Probo Koala case, which happened in Abidjan in Ivory Coast, and we had to go there several times as a team to assist technically and legally the representatives of the different authorities involved in such a case to establish and adopt the appropriate legal framework. And it was very challenging because the context in which this mission took place in 2009 and 11 was not easy, but it was extremely rewarding. So this was the main achievement, I would say, that had an impact on me. The second would be the intergovernmental meetings we have regularly each year. 1 to 2 weeks. We work in team days and nights, and this is where we bring all states' representatives together to try to adopt a decision on, and in my case, working for the Chemicals and Waste Conventions, we try to make them adopt decisions which aim at protecting human health and the environment globally. So this is particularly challenging, and this is what I think has had the most impact on me the past years. The future. Humanity. And for me, Geneva is a city of peace. This is where you work indeed for a better future and for the entire humanity. And so this is linked to the responses I gave you earlier in the previous questions. What motivates me is to work for peace. So I think the International Geneva is that. What I was told once at the beginning of my career and also during my studies, follow your heart, do what you love, and if you love and you feel you would love to work for international cooperation, go for it.